Nine times out of 10, when a narcissist threatens to leave you, when a narcissist threatens to pretty much send you to the dumps, a lot of that control comes from inner insecurities of not feeling like they are in control. They are very much aware that you are a stronger person than you even perceive yourself to be. So you become a threat. When you start caring for yourself, when you start sticking up for yourself, when you start looking like you're detaching and, healing and finding yourself again, they're going to put their teeth in. They're going to try and make you feel like you are replaceable, that you are common, just like a piece of paper that they could just discard and, and you're done. Usually narcissists are very, very insecure. It's just, I can't really like categorize everybody's situation because I think that a lot of it has to do with mental health. It can be very spiritual. So there's so many levels of narcissism, but what I'm just going to do is just cover the bases. So if they ever make you feel like, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, I'm pretty much just going to get rid of you and the relationship is going to be over. A lot of that comes from a place of fear, a place of jealousy and intimidation. You actually, believe it or not, intimidate the narcissist. You intimidate the narcissist because they know that the healed version of you, they could never control. So anytime you hear a narcissist tell you, well, basically, if you don't do this, I'm leaving. Or if you don't do this that way or my way, it's the highway and you're out of there. Like, trust and believe. Even if that were the case, if they decided to leave today and start a whole new relationship tomorrow, you are not missing out on anything. A lot of times, why it's so hard for men and women to leave these abusive relationships is because of the soul tie attachment. Because you got to remember, a lot of times when narcissists start relationships, either they find you in a place of brokenness or they find you in a place of wanting to be validated, and they know exactly what it is that you want and deserve, and they'll give it to you as long as they can like love bomb you. But after that love bomb or that honeymoon phase is over, you start to see the real person, and some of them show up just as themselves. And a lot of times when people are victims of narcissistic abuse, they see these red flags immediately, like right away, right off the top when they met that person, that they weren't right for them, but they make every excuse why they are right for them. People who are, like I said, victims of narcissistic abuse also have gone through traumas, probably like at a younger age, or relationships prior that were unhealthy. It's usually patterns of abuse. So it's unfortunate. But like I said, at the end of the day, when a narcissist feels like you're just like a waste man or a waste girl, they're just projecting how they really feel about themselves. And it's coming from a place of uncertainty or fear of not having that control. Don't argue with them. Don't make yourself go crazy trying to figure out what you did wrong. A lot of times, like I said, it might be scary because you just don't know how to operate outside of that fight or flight, energy. But trust and believe, I've seen so many men and women escape these type of relationships and not think that they can ever go without their abuser. And when they are free and healed, they realize that it was like the best decision that they could have ever made for themselves, because nobody deserves to be mistreated and, hurt in that way. But I do believe, like I said, a lot of that comes from a lot of mental health and a lot of demonic oppression and dark spirits that's attached to that person and assigned to, basically destroy their partner. Thinking about dating and getting out there again, fellas, ladies, don't ignore those red flags, or you should probably reconsider, like, healing a little longer, or just like not dating at the time. Don't let it go so far that you're finding yourself like trying to, pedal backwards out of the relationship, because the longer you stay and allow these things to happen, the harder it is to leave. It's like the longer you stay, the more chains and weights that this person will put on you. And breaking those is very, very difficult, especially when they start to break you down mentally, because it starts in the mind first. Once they have your mind, where the head goes, the body follows. So be careful. Be careful, fellas. Be careful, ladies. A lot of unhealed people in this world.